She seemed a little, how do you say it? Let me think for a minute. She seemed quiet. She seemed quiet.
Okay. And did she seem to interact with everyone there as she normally would?
Yeah, she was very close with my daughters and her sister-in-law.
Do you recall them wearing coordinating shirts that day?
She seemed quiet. She seemed quiet. Those words, spoken by Christopher Clancy from the witness stand, entered the public record not as an accusation but as a eulogy. The grandfather of three, a retired plumbing contractor from Scituate, Massachusetts, sat in a courtroom and described his daughter, in law the way a man describes weather he failed to predict, calm before the storm that no radar ever detected. The transcript reads like a family photo album being leafed through backward, starting with the image everyone now wishes they had understood: a mother at Thanksgiving, staring past her children into a distance no one else could see. Think of a glass window on a bitter January day. From one side, you see a family gathered around a dinner table. From the other, you see hairline fractures spreading outward from a single point of impact, invisible to everyone standing inside the warmth. That glass held for weeks. It held through Christmas morning when Lindsay Clancy wore a beautiful dress and told her father-in-law she was glad she came to church. It held through the children's impeccable behavior at Mass. Then on January 24, 2023, the glass didn't just break, it collapsed inward, and the vacuum it left behind swallowed an entire family. Before we go deeper into what the documents actually show, make sure you're subscribed to Courtroom Verdict Vault, because we don't just cover the story, we follow the evidence. The prosecution's questioning walked Christopher Clancy through a calendar of missed signals. November 2022, visit to the grandparents' house, Lindsay's demeanor very good. Thanksgiving at Laura's house in Hamilton, matching shirts, family closeness, then a moment. Dawson, 3 years old, being little silly at dinner. Lindsay grabbed him by the arm to guide him to his seat. The grandfather testified under oath that it wasn't anything crazy, and she didn't hit him. But he saw the frustration and stepped in to help.
I did.
And did you see her interact with Dawson?
Yes, I did.
And can you describe that interaction, please?
Mm-hmm. She was getting a little frustrated. Dawson was being a little silly, and she was trying to get him to sit down. And she was just a little bit getting frustrated with him, and I noticed it, so I got up to help her.
And when you saw her getting frustrated with him, did you see her do something to get him seated?
She took him by the arm to get him seated. It wasn't anything crazy.
Right.
You know.
It's not like she hit him or anything like that.
No.
Right? She just took his arm and guided him to the seat. Is that correct?
Correct.
But you could see that she was frustrated.
I could.
And so you stepped in to help her, right?
Correct.
And what did you do to help?
He got her a plate. He normalized the chaos of a room full of people. What nobody normalized was what he described next to blankness.
2022, when you were interacting with Lindsay, I think you previously said that her demeanor was good. She was quiet. Did you also say at one point she had a little blankness to her at times?
She seemed to at times.
And can you tell us what that was?
Just like a stare.
Kind of staring off into the distance, distracted?
No, just not totally interacting. Just sort of.
Okay. So at some points.
Almost like nervous, kind of like.
Nerves.
Almost just like, something like that.
Okay.
She had a little blankness to her at times, just like a stare. The district attorney pressed him on it. Was she distracted? Was she nervous? The answer that came back was more devastating because of its imprecision. Just not totally interacting. Just sort of, almost like nerves. Something like that. This is the testimony of a man who loved his daughter in law, searching for vocabulary that doesn't exist in the plumbing contractor's lexicon, clinical terms for maternal psychosis. He had no word for it. Neither did the system that was supposed to catch what he couldn't name. Here the narrative splits into two tracks running on parallel rails toward the same terrible station. Track 1, the family's experience. Weekend before Christmas, Lindsay's parents and the Clancys gathered at the Duxbury home to
being out
check
that
on
day.
things.
We might have just been going down to check on things.
Okay. Did you know that there were some struggles going on at that point?
I did.
And did you know that Lindsay was, specifically Lindsay was having some struggles at that point?
Yes.
They knew there were struggles. Christopher Clancy admitted it under oath. He had even offered to take the kids overnight to give Lindsay and Patrick a break, an offer that was declined.
With Lindsay and Patrick and the kids, while there were some struggles going on, did you and your wife offer to take the kids to your house overnight to kind of give them a break?
I did mention that to my son.
Okay. And was that offer declined?
Yes.
And,
Track 2, the medical reality. The sidebar at the end of Clancy's testimony halts the transcript cold. The defense attorney asked what the struggles were, what the district attorney meant by that word. The witness began to answer and the court reporter typed 4 words that function as a locked door. Go to sidebar. Sure. Yeah, whatever Christopher Clancy knew about Lindsay's mental state, whatever diagnosis or treatment or screaming red flag existed behind that sidebar, the public record slammed shut.
November 16th of 22, and she made reference, I think you had responded that she appeared to be quiet, and then she used the term, did you know about the struggles? Can you tell me what the struggles were? Do you know what she meant by that?
What happens when the people closest to the crisis see everything except the countdown? The timeline accelerates brutally through December. Christmas Eve gathering, it was okay. It wasn't
Lindsay's
terrible.
parents, Lindsay, Patrick, and the kids?
Yes.
And what was Lindsay's demeanor that day?
It was okay. It wasn't terrible.
Do you recall testifying previously and saying that she seemed like she was in good spirits?
Yes.
Would that be accurate?
This is the language of triage, a family grading their loved one's deterioration on a curve. Christmas morning breakfast, then mass, then a conversation outside the church. Lindsay told Christopher she was glad she came, that she really loved it. They hugged. They went their separate ways. She had looked beautiful that morning.
It was good. She looked beautiful. She had a beautiful dress on.
And do you recall saying previously she seemed very happy that day?
Yes, she did.
And after breakfast, did everyone go to church as planned?
Yes.
And how were the children in church?
Fantastic.
Very well behaved.
Very well.
And then after church, did you have a conversation with Lindsay outside of the church?
I think we talked a little bit. I don't remember what we said, but we were going our separate ways.
Do you recall saying previously that Lindsay said she was glad she came and she really loved it?
Yes.
What was her demeanor while she was engaging with you after Mass?
She was quiet. She said that she liked the Mass and she was really happy that she went.
And do you recall saying before that, strike that, do you recall after that conversation, you guys hugged each other and went your separate ways?
Yes.
The grandfather's testimony lingers on this detail, and you can feel him in the courtroom trying to reconcile the image of the woman in the beautiful dress with the phone call that came 29 days later. That phone call arrived on the night of January 24, 2023. Patrick Clancy reached his father, and the testimony goes silent except for one word, terrible.
Going back to the night of January 24th, 2023, at some point in time that night, did you get a phone call from Patrick?
In January?
January 24th, 2023.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, we did.
And what was his demeanor during that call?
Is this the night of the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It was terrible.
And did you and your wife leave your home and head to the hospital to be with him?
Yes.
Christopher and his wife Susan left their home and drove to the hospital. The transcript offers no further description. It doesn't need to. Earlier that day, the Clancys had been invited to dinner at the Duxbury house. They couldn't go. Susan had plans with her sister Joan. They were going to make it Friday instead.
No, we never had plans to go there Tuesday night. They asked us to come to the Tuesday night, but we already had plans with Sue's sister Joan.
Okay, so there weren't set plans, but you were asked to come to their house that night.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you couldn't go because you had other plans.
Right, we were going to make it for Friday.
Friday never came. 7 words from the stand become an epitaph. We were going to make it for Friday. What emerges from this testimony is a document that will be studied for years, not for what it proves legally but for what it exposes about proximity and blindness. Christopher Clancy described Lindsay as very, very good as a mother.
You and your wife were pretty close with both of them, were you not?
Yes.
Do you have an opinion as to how Lindsay was as a mother that you could see?
She was very, very good. She fed them great. She did a lot of things with them. They did like the all-American
He described
family.
an all-American family. He described a woman who fed her children well and did activities with them. And he also described a woman who was quiet, then quieter, then blank, then staring, then gone into some interior landscape that no family dinner and no Christmas mass and no offer of overnight babysitting could reach. The most chilling detail in the entire transcript is not a description of violence but the absence of intervention. The children were very well behaved at church. The grandfather noticed Lindsay's frustration with Dawson at Thanksgiving and his response was to get her a plate. Everyone helped. Everyone normalized. Everyone missed it. The cracks were everywhere and everyone described the window as intact. What the system failed to see, the family couldn't name, and the sidebar was designed to hide from the public record. That's the case you need to investigate. Go to the Plymouth County Superior Court docket, pull the full sidebar transcript when it's unsealed, and ask yourself, did Lindsay Clancy's medical records tell a story that Christopher Clancy's testimony only hints at? And did anyone in a position of authority read that story before the phone rang on January 24th? Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Courtroom Verdict Vault. We'll be here when
You
those
and your
records
wife
drop.
were pretty close with both of them, were you not?
Yes.
Do you have an opinion as to how Lindsay was as a mother that you could see?
She was very, very good. She fed them great. She did a lot of things with them. They did, like